Hello, this is Chanakya Joshi from GetaConnect, and you are listening to the CLO Talks. Our mission is to help you use learning for real business outcomes. Last time, we talked about how to build learning culture in your organization. Teaching others what you know creates a culture of learning. Build the systems and processes around that in your organization, and you will be all set. Let's now look ahead in this journey to revitalize your L&D. You now clearly know that our mission is to use learning for real business outcomes. But how do we know that the learning or training at hand is really going to do that? To make it easy, let's have a simple rule of thumb to decide go no go on a specific training. Although we will surely plan a sophisticated training calendar and all that in detail, but I am a big fan of thumb rules. They not only form the base of a plan in detail, but also helps us take a quick decision on the go about anything that comes across. So let's have a simple rule of thumb to decide go, no go on a specific training. To do that, let's go to the basics. Why do companies fail? Once we know that, we'll make sure that any training decision we take will be to avoid that failure of our business. So why do companies fail? While many of you might feel that there are hundreds of reasons for that, in reality, there are not many. There are only two reasons why companies fail. Yes, only two. Companies fail because they either fail to explore or fail to exploit or both. They don't balance it well. I'm really thankful to Nut Haynes for this awesome insight from one of his TED Talks. Myself being a big fan of logical reasoning, I love to find the underlying principles about anything and make it so simple that we can easily memorize it in 2 or 3 points and use that principle in real life for decision making. This insight motivated me to think more on it and explore more ways to implement it in real life decision making. Let's dig deeper into this with examples to make it extremely interesting. Companies fail because they either fail to explore or fail to exploit or both. Fail to explore is we don't explore trends in customer habits, technologies, business models, products or services, competitors, etc. For instance, look at Nokia. They failed to listen to customer habits and the whole touchscreen revolution was gone out of their hands. Fail to exploit is we don't exploit different markets, customer segments, technologies, business models, products or services, etc. For instance, look at Xerox Corporation. They had a gold mine at their hands. They literally invented GUI, graphical user interface, networking of computers, emails, and object-oriented programming. They could have owned the whole computer industry today, but they failed to exploit. I'm sure you know that famous story that they once invited Steve Jobs and Bill Gates to their lab and displayed all these new technologies to them. The problem Xerox was having was they did not know what to do with these new technologies. Essentially, how to exploit it. Obviously, both Steve Jobs and Bill Gates were blown away by this. They came out of the lab and the rest is history. While Nokia exploited too much but failed to explore the touchscreen revolution, Xerox, on the other hand, explored the new technologies really well but completely failed to exploit. We need to do both in balance. If we only explore, that is reinvent, and don't exploit those inventions, it will not help. If we only exploit and don't explore and reinvent ourselves, that also will not help. We need to run as well as reinvent our company at the same time to avoid failures. I was so fascinated by this that I even dig deeper into this. I went on to research more and created a kind of short study of corporate Darwinism. Top corporates from our era which failed and succeeded. You will be surprised to know that from 2000, 52% of the Fortune 500 companies have either gone bankrupt, been acquired, or ceased to exist. Few of the old economy names that should have been still doing great today but lead the world but are not are Kodak, Dell, Sony, and Blockbuster, a DVD rental giant which was toppled by Netflix. Few of the new economy giants which failed are Nokia, Yahoo, Sun Microsystems, and BlackBerry. On the other hand, there are these success stories as well. Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, and Walmart. These are old economy giants who are still there. Some of them are leading in style. While the new economy leaders who are flying high are Amazon, Google, Tesla, Facebook, now Meta, Uber, and Airbnbs of the world. Of course, they still have to pass the test of the time. What an eye opener this is. We must explore and exploit both in balance to survive the test of the time. Now let's come back to how this Gyan is going to help us. My point is the rule of thumb. Let's use this explore and exploit principle as our thumb rule. First, let's plan all our trainings top down to find what is it that we need to explore and exploit strategically. This will provide us the plan on how to use learning truly for business outcomes. Second, any decision we need to take in future about any new learning opportunity or any decision in general, we must ask this question to ourselves. Is this going to help me explore or exploit something? If the answer is yes, then only we will go ahead. Let's keep the simple explore and exploit principle at the back of our minds and avoid our companies from failing. We will continue our journey to use learning for real business outcomes in future episodes with further more insights. Thank you for listening and see you in the next episode. Till then, outlearn and think of how you can reposition your L&D like R&D.